Decker, swim dodge, fires and scores! Skipping in step, behind the back! Pass, the extra look, and the goal! Shot on goal and good. From Bob Sullivan Fields at Bayport Blue Point High School, it is the varsity media game of the week featuring the Phantoms of Bayport Blue Point and the Lions of West Islip High School. Good, what are we at? Morning, everyone. Dylan Butler here along with the Deer Park head coach, James Curcio, and should be an entertaining game. We did this one a year ago out at West Islip. A little bit warmer that day with the season being a little bit later, as it was like, I want to say early June that matchup was, and you can see the Bayport guys coming in now. And obviously when the postseason starts, these two teams break off. West Islip competing in the B, Bayport Blue Point competing in the C. Interesting here too, James, is that both of these teams competed for county titles a year ago, both coming up just short. Bayport losing to, of course, Mount Sinai, who won on and won the Long Island Class C championship, and West Islip losing to Comsoag, which lost to Garden City in the Long Island Class B title.
And I think with both of these teams, there's a big difference in approach this year. West Islip coming back with a lot of young guys. It looks like they're playing a little bit differently on offense, and Bayport Blue Point last year dealing with a lot of injuries, so now they've learned to rely on other guys. So the teams, although it's the same, they're definitely playing a little bit different this year.
Both teams also coming off of losses, so they want to bounce back here this morning out at Bayport Blue Point. For West Islip, a 9-8 overtime loss to Miller Place, which dropped their record to 4-5. They are 4.
Miller Place is good.
They are very good.
They're good. They're a good team. They got some good horses, so that's not a bad loss. If you're losing to Miller Place by a goal, it means that you're the real deal.
So they're 4-5, 4-3 in Suffolk 2, and Bayport Blue Point, well, all they did was they lost to Mount Sinai in a fairly, for Mount Sinai standards, a pretty close game. 13-8 was that score. So they both want to bounce back, but also it's like you said, it's not super demoralizing, those two losses. You know, it's if you can kind of say a good loss, as Bayport went to 4-4, 4-3 also in Suffolk 2, you'd maybe say that's what that was.
Yeah, it's so tricky to say because good losses, as a coach, you never want to say that. But at the same time, you have to look at the small battles within the game, and to see your guys perform, to see the defense do well against Mount Sinai and keep them in the game and kind of contain them. And I say contain with 13 goals, but they had a chance in that game. And West Islip was in a battle with Miller Place. So as coaches of these teams, I'm sure they were proud of their guys, and they just said, hey, we got to go out and execute a little bit better and play a little harder and get the next one.
We saw on Newsday the story that Joey Spallina said really the first time we were challenged this year. So that's what we expect from Bayport. For West Islip, the story kind of for them, the strength is in their polls. They're still young, still trying to figure things out in the attacking side of the field, but really, really good polls. And one of the best in that in Suffolk County is Jack Delipizzi. He is our varsity media impact player of the game for the Lions. This is a guy who a year ago was an LSM. Now he's on close D. Terrific numbers. You see that there, 34 ground balls, 9 caused turnovers, has a couple of goals as well, which I love the pole goals. But going to Stony Brook, and he is by far West Islip's best defender. He's energized. He's motorized. Last year spent a lot of time in the box. This year's cleaned that up a little bit. A much better player.
What else I think is going to make him unique and be an asset for West Islip is that he has that experience playing LSM as a junior. So now as a defenseman and playing down low, he still can attribute that transition game. And now you're playing with two guys who can kind of create some opportunities.
What could be one of the fun game-within-a-game matchups, if we see it, is Delipizzi against the Bayport Impact player. And that is, of course, Jamison Smith, a returning All-American. He's a lefty, played early in his career as an attackman. Now he's on that first midfield line, going to Johns Hopkins. He is bigger. He is stronger. You see the numbers, 14 goals, 17 assists. So nice balance there for Jameson Smith. As Bayport goes, certainly they'll be led by Jameson Smith.
And there must be something here with the lefty gods, because they have a ton of lefties on this team. And as a coach,
they almost have too many.
Yeah. I mean, as a coach, when you can get a bunch of lefties, obviously that's nice and opens up the playbook a little bit more. But yeah, Jameson Smith, he's a phenomenal player, and I'm excited to actually see him play in person today. I've seen him on tape, but from what I've seen statistically and what I've seen on tape, I know that he's a phenomenal player. So it's a good matchup, and I'm excited.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups. First, for the visitors from West Islip, see the attack line of Sparks, Keenan, and Apons are juniors. And then even when you come on the bench, you've got Solomon and Busking. They are freshmen. So that's where we talked about the youth
Yep.
for West Islip. First midfield line of McChaney, who is just a monster. Max Esposito and Quinn Riley. They are really, really good at the faceoff X. Have one of the better ones on Long Island in CJ Schwartz, who's going to Albany. Now we get into the polls, which, again, is the strength of this team. You've got Kevin Sonati, a freshman LSM, and then your D of Delapizzi, Gittner, and Kramer. In the cage is Johnny Basili, going to Malloy College, 69 saves on the year. Head coach of West Islip in his 4th season is Tom Corcoran, a West Islip grad, 1986. He graduated. Let's get to the Bayport lineup if we can quickly. We got Shanahan, Curran, Morris. Morris, a sophomore. Look out for him up front. First midfield line of Smith, Aiello, and Kaiser. Kaiser replacing an injured Gavin Lacasio. Your LSM is Emilio Diaz. Your D is Drunkenmiller, Luce, Henke. And in the cage, they'll split time likely here today. It's Matty Nyland to start, the Towson commit with 31 saves on the year. Head coach for Bayport is Doug Meehan in his 4th season, a 2009 graduate of Sayville High School. So he is as local gets. First faceoff goes to Schwartz, and it's West Islip on attack. Expect to see likely a patient set. Turnovers have been a cause of concern, especially when you go from the clearing game into that transitioning to the offense, right? So there was a clean win by Schwartz, but when we see West Islip clear, it's that 10 seconds, right, from the clearing game to getting into your motion offense. That's been the problem, or your settled offense. That's been the problem for West Islip.
And you said a little bit earlier, West Islip obviously known for the defense. They don't mind a low-scoring game. I think they want a nice possession and to take quality shots. They have a young attack, so they're not looking to just go to the net early on.
Brendan Oblage is the D midi. You see him there, number 22 up top. Young as well. He's a sophomore. A lot of these young puppies getting some great time. That was right into Nyland, and this is an improved part of his game as well. Quick transition. Smith swims, splits defenders, lefty shot just wide of the cage.
And that's the difference. Smith is a senior. He's a guy that will go to the net right away, as opposed to the West Islip guys that are a little bit younger.
And now our first look at Bayport Blue Points attack. And again, one of the things we love about this kind of matchup is it's Bayport's strength is their attacking unit against the strength of West Islip's unit. So that should be fun. With the ball is Aiello. Aiello, Lacasio. As Aiello goes lefty.
Save.
Nice save by Basile. Loose ball.
Delapizzi, good GB.
That's what he does. So both goalies tested early. Both have made saves.
Bayport's just dropping back in their ride, trying to see if West Islip makes a little bit mistake.
Yeah, I thought maybe, and who knows, right, as the game goes on, thought maybe be a little bit more aggressive considering West Islip's struggles in the clearing game and sort of that midfield as you transition from defense to offense.
Yeah, the other thing to remember with clearing is when you have a good goalie, senior goalie, he's like the quarterback. So you almost don't want to pressure him too much because he'll burn you deep. So you kind of have to have that mentality when you are doing those 10-man rides or those aggressive rides.
We saw that yesterday. If anybody watched that, the Geico High School showcase between the top 2 ranked teams in the country by USA Lacrosse, St. Anthony's losing to St. John's DC. The St. John's goalie, they nickname him Big Tasty.
Oh, he was nasty.
His clearing was incredible. There was one, I think he cleared it 60 yards right into his guy's stick.
Big time player.
That's why he's going to Ohio State. So again, patient set.
I like it. It's smart by West Islip.
Klimitas looks. Nice look across the field. Low to low. Another save by Nyland. This time denying Oblage.
Oblage, that was a good shot. I liked it. He had a guy in front of him, kind of screened the goalie a little bit.
So 2 saves on the game for Matty Nyland. Again, Towson, it's an embarrassment of riches a little bit for Bayport in the cage, right? Because you've got Nyland going to Towson, and you're not really backup because they're kind of a two-headed monster. You've got Eric Gran going to Siena. We likely will see him in the second half.
Yeah, it's tough when you have 2 goalies like that because obviously one guy can play. Only one guy's going to play, and generally speaking, if they're pretty similar and one guy's a senior, he's probably going to end up getting the majority of time. But yeah, like you said, it's tough to have 2 guys. If you're that backup, you just got to stay ready.
Aiello. And one thing that you like, too, especially if you're going to use 2 goalies, is you've got different looks. One's a righty, one's a lefty.
Yeah, that's nice.
To the crease, behind the back. I'm not sure if Basile got a piece. That shot was by Ben Morris, the sophomore, but Basile does get the ball, and West Islip will look to clear.
Touching back on that goalie thing real quick, that's probably nice to have in practice because now you have guys seeing both. Good transition here.
Little unsettled. Will they push it? They get in the box. Pumping the brakes, turning was Oblage.
It's good by West Islip. I mean, take your time in this game, get your quality shots, quality looks, and when you do take your shots, be able to get back and don't let these big middies come down and get a quick one on you.
No score early on here.
Ooh.
From X. GLE. Another pass. Good recovery by Bayport defensively. Maybe was it moved quick enough for West Islip?
It looked like one pass was just a little bit high, and it slowed him up on offense.
Bouncer, another save by Nyland. His third. And now a little bit of an aggressive ride by West Islip.
Bayport got away with one there because Henneke looked like he approached that attackman at X a little bit aggressive, and it almost created an opportunity for them.
Here's Morris. Always attacking as a sophomore. 17 goals.
Here you go.
And he is a lefty. Delapizzi causes the turnover. Quick transition. Here comes West Islip. Little stutter step, little rip.
Ooh,
just
shot.
Wide by Keenan.
Good cause turnover there. Created an opportunity for West Islip.
Keenan, a midi a year ago. Swings it now, and West Islip will look to attack from that far side. Schwartz, part of the second midfield unit, so he's not necessarily always staying on, but when the opportunity arises, as we have here, he does stay on. Draws a double, swings it.
Good look.
Good look down low. Great fake at the cage, and the finish, 1-0 for West Islip. It's Evan Aponte with the goal. Aponte's 10th goal of the year, but you love the look as well.
Yeah, Ponte just does a good job moving. It looks like Bayport was maybe in a little bit of a zone there, and everybody kind of got sloughed up, and he was able to slip behind right there, but a good fake and a good finish. And West Islip on offense is balanced. They're young. You can see they look maybe a little bit undersized compared to some of the Bayport Blue Point guys, but they're all skilled players, and they play smart.
So Aponte's 10th goal of the year with 5:49 left. You see it again. Didn't quite catch the number of the assist. We'll get that to you in a moment. As Schwartz tries to scoop it up, a hold, so he will win his second faceoff, and the Lions back on attack. Keenan was the guy credited with the assist. So Keenan's third assist. And that's the thing a little bit for West Islip. You're going to get, in most games at least, those extra opportunities on the attack because of Schwartz. So you get that many more reps, really, as a group, still trying to figure things out. Clemitas up top. He's a guy who likely will just kind of stay on throughout. Here's Quinn Riley. They go to X. Clemitas just kind of working around, looking for options, some opportunities. Perhaps the dangerous thing, as there's a shot by Keenan wide of the cage, is there's not necessarily among the first 6 that alpha, right? We know who the alpha for Bayport is. That's Jamison Smith. There isn't that guy for West Islip, but in a way, kind of makes it more dangerous.
Yeah, it will keep them balanced, and it gives everybody opportunities. Ooh, really nice save. Really nice save.
And Aponte lands in the crease. But that was, again, Keenan to Aponte. Fantastic save, the 4th of the game. And then Aponte again lands in the crease, so it's Bayport's ball.
Like you said, that West Islip offense is going to be dangerous because they're balanced. So you don't really know who it's going to go. With Bayport Blue Point, you know it's running through Jamison Smith or JJ Ayala.
Timeout by Bayport Blue Point.
Good timeout by Coach Meehan. Bayport really hasn't gotten too many quality looks on offense yet, so good timeout. Maybe he can come out and run one of his better set plays and get a goal.
Yeah, it's like we said earlier, right? It's the blessing and a curse for Bayport of guys who play multiple sports. You love it as a coach, right? You want your guys to play multiple sports.
Yeah.
But when you suffer the injuries that you suffer in the football season, it's just the unfortunate. It's just the nature of it, right? But Jamison Smith, J.J. Aiello, and Gavin Lacasio, all Division I bound middies, all suffered pretty significant injuries during the football season and all have struggled to come back, right? So Smith is a guy who, Smith and Aiello we see here back. Smith came back early in the season. Aiello just a couple games back now, and Lacasio tried to give it a run and suffered a little bit of setback, and it's fear that he's out for the year, and that's a little bit of the issue that you've got for Bayport. So they lose to Massapequa 7-5 to start the year. They lost at Shore and Wading River 11-5. For games like that, you need your horses, right? And it's tough, especially one where you got one who in Lacasio going to UMass who's out, and the others who are just still making their way back.
Well, that's what hurt them last year a little bit too. They were dealing with injury as they got into the postseason and came down the stretch, and you want guys to stay healthy. It's tough now because these kids play lacrosse all year round. They're playing other sports, but my biggest thing, and especially for younger kids that are listening, before you come into that really physical football season or that fall, make sure you get 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks just to relax and not play any sports, not run, not train. You really got to let your body heal up before you get into the next season.
And that was the unfortunate thing a year ago, of course, in the COVID year, where you get the buffer from football to lacrosse, right? And it's basketball for some guys, but you didn't have it, and you also didn't have the 2 weeks. You literally went, especially if you had a football program like a Garden City in Nassau County, where you go on and win a county championship. 2 days later, you have lacrosse practice.
Yeah, that was definitely hard for that group of kids and tough on them and their bodies. But
Smith trying to get an inside roll.
Yep.
Slings it up top. Oh, look at the physicality and a little bit extra. So we'll have a first man down situation. It's McChaney who will go in. Let's see how long he will sit in the box.
See, this is a tough call because he's catching the ball over the top and he's making it look like he's going to shoot at the last second. He pulls it in. So if he doesn't turn his body, I think it's a clean hit. But once he goes to shield himself and shows his back, that's when the defender hits him. So good play by Bayport Blue Point.
So McChaney's in for a 1 minute cross check. First man up opportunity for either team. Bayport trails 1-0. Ben Morris will get the play restarted.
And like we said before, with all these lefties, look for the action or the shot to be on our side of the field here.
Yeah, usually, if you have one left, well, you should have one lefty. You're really happy if you've got two. And there's a lefty rip, but right into the stick of Basili.
Yeah, I think JJ is going to wish that he could get a little bit better of a shot like that. Especially man up. You have an extra guy. You pretty much always have someone behind the net. You got to shoot for the pipes.
Oh, fantastic
in
outlet.
transition.
Delapizzi, pole goal, no! Nyland, denial.
Yeah, he was open. He had time. Good shot. Good save, though.
5th save of this first quarter for Nyland.
And that's what I said a little bit before about getting him in transition. Even though he's playing down low, it's still like having another LSM.
Still a man up for Bayport. Up top again, Aiello, sidearm shot and a goal.
Yeah, that's a better shot for JJ.
Yeah, the other was right into Basile's stick. This one was stung a little with some more MPHs behind it, right?
Yeah. He knew the second one. He wasn't missing on that.
So 1-for-1 for Bayport Blue Point. Another look.
Yeah, he really just steps in and he lets it go. I mean, the other thing to consider now is, as coaches, and especially a defensive coach, we always had that 12-yard, 11, 12-yard. That's when you want to slide to guys and you want to get to the hands. But with the way the sticks are now and the way kids shoot, I mean, guys can let it fly from 14 yards outside the hash. So you really got to be a little bit more aggressive getting out on guys and getting on their hands.
Aiello, in our conversation with me, and says, listen, he's a guy who can stretch the D with his 100-mile-an-hour lefty shot. The Naval Academy commit gets his 5th goal of the season to tie it at 1.
I got to coach JJ on the rising freshman team for the New York State Regional Showcase, and it was a pleasure because he is a great lacrosse player, but he's just he's a great kid. He's a great teammate. He's a great leader. I mean, he wanted to win every game. He didn't mind carrying the ball, taking it late in the games, and trying to be that guy. And obviously there was some other good players on that team too. Owen Duffy and Ponzio at St. Anthony's, and then the Spallina brothers, and like I said, a lot of good players on that team. But JJ Aiello is one that sticks out to me.
Well, and you expect that, right, from a Service Academy guy.
Oh, 100%.
Now, the one thing that Bayport's got a lot of goalies. They've got a lot of lefties. They don't have a face-off guy. We've seen them pull right away. It's going to be kind of a pull by committee for Bayport at the face-off X, and that's something too that can hurt you as the season goes on. Great slide.
Good defense.
Yard sale.
Good defense. Spencer and Henneke.
Now Bayport, again, an aggressive ride by West Islip. Nyland switches it.
Good handle.
And now here they come.
Lucy.
Coach's son, loose. The ball jarred loose.
Delapizzi.
Pole on pole. Delapizzi surrounded. And he gets the timeout. As West Islip clearly in some trouble there.
Yep, good call, Coach.
You see it again. The action here on this near side. Delapizzi trying to clear, and
he had a midi right there. I think he just kind of held on to it. Maybe looking for more of the home run pass, but he had middies open.
Let's take a look at the standings in Suffolk Division 2, and of course at the very top is Mount Sinai, undefeated. We saw them yesterday as well as part of that Geico High School showcase. Had a tough go early on with Garden City, and no shot clock in New York, of course. Garden City doing the best with that, keeping the ball out of Joey Spallina's hands, but Spallina had a huge second half, led the Mustangs to that win. See Shoreham right behind them. They're on a collision course. They'll play each other. That's a game we'll have for you on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Smithtown West dropping down into 2 this year, having a great season there as well. Comstock defending champions, and then you've got Bayport, Islip, Miller Place, EI, the resurgent EI, Sayville, and West Islip. But you see there, not a lot of separation there, even from, say, West down to West Islip. Only 2 losses, the difference there.
The other thing to remember with the Division II standings, obviously, is it's broken up into 3 classes. So with Mount Sinai and Shoreham Wading River, they'll be in C. Bayport, Blue Point, and Islip. So those 4 teams right now pretty much have the C's, the top 4 spots in the C. And then Smithtown West, Comstock, East Islip, and West Islip with the top 4 in the B. So I don't expect those to move around too much. Miller Place, you have to watch out for coming up in the C's. I think they're a dangerous team. They have a lot of good players, that are going to play some big-time lacrosse. But that I think those teams might switch up a little bit, up and down, might be moving one spot up or one down, but for the most part, those teams are going to be there near the end of the season.
That's what Tom Corcoran said as well in our conversation. And we almost had my favorite goal there. It looked like as Basili was going offside, though, were the Lions.
Yeah, as a coach using a timeout, you can't burn a timeout and then just come over and go offsides. And I know he's probably not happy about that, but all you players, when the timeout's called, you want to come out and execute. You just had a break. You just got some water. You got to turn the brain on a little bit and make sure you're performing.
I was going to say before Corcoran said, look, Kamsawa, lost some quality seniors off of last year's championship team. So while they're still certainly a formidable team, they come back to the pack a little bit. So it is pretty open in B. And obviously in C, Mount Sinai are the defending champions and the clear favorite. But you've got Shoreham, you've got Bayport especially just below them, and both on any given day can give the Mustangs a run for their money.
Yeah, I think as you go on throughout the year with Mount Sinai, you're going to see a few teams kind of start to key in on Spallina. Obviously not stop them, but maybe figure out how to contain him a little bit.
Cole Sparks to the cage. A flag. Saved by Nyland, but first man up opportunity as Sparks crashed hard into the crease. It'll be a 30-second push. So first man up opportunity now for the Lions.
I think this is where having that balanced attack at midfield pays off the most. When you have, the balanced team for a man-up situation, you don't have any one go-to guy. It just keeps the man down very offset. If I was on man down and I'm playing versus J.J. Aiello and Jamison Smith, you kind of know that those guys are going to get their hands free. And obviously on the first two man-ups, that's what we saw to J.J. But here, you're guessing,
Final few ticks of this first quarter. I thought they might attack if it was there because you're so good at the faceoff X with Schwartz. He's won all three to this point, but they won't. So West Islip will get the ball to start the second quarter and still have about 21 seconds of a man-up opportunity. Your score after one, it is West Islip 1, Bayport Blue Point 1. You're watching this Suffolk Division II showdown on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, sportscasts,
Under, and what a look!
photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Want to bring your game to life? Varsity Media Sportscasts is your answer. We've got announcers, multiple cameras, instant replays and graphics. Great for your rivalry games, senior day, just any general promotion of your team. Contact us to book a sportscast, 516-403-2050, or visit varsitymedia.net. Back here at Bayport Blue Point High School, Dylan Butler and James Curcio here. One quarter in the books. We are even at one. A busy lacrosse Saturday for you on the Varsity Media Sports Network. We've got all those Gains for Brains games as well. That's a mouthful. Out at Cold Spring Harbor starting actually now. We want you to stay here, but New Canaan and Northport kick things off over at Cold Spring, 11 o'clock start. I'll jump on the last game of the day as Sacred Heart from Greenwich takes on the host Seahawks of Cold Spring Harbor. All four games today and all three tomorrow from Mount Sinai High School right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. Back on the man up for another 10 or so seconds. Low shot, blocked in front.
Oh, good ground ball.
Yeah, rebound was picked up, still loose.
There you go.
And now Bayport comes away.
Diaz.
Here's Shanahan. Yeah, Emilio Diaz. Oh, what a look. In on the run for Smith. goes downhill and finishes like a D1 commit does, giving Bayport Blue Point the 2-1 lead.
That starts off with the ground ball by Diaz. When you're man down and you clear it like that, that's a great play, and the offense is able to capitalize, even being short a man. Good look inside. Jameson cuts, and he's wide open.
Yeah, Shanahan had the look. So Smith, his 15th goal of the year. Shanahan, captain, his 11th assist.
And believe it or not, Dylan, the reason that stuff like that happens so much is because you have a man-up offense on the field, and right when they turn the ball over, the mentality of a lot of offensive players is just to run off as opposed to getting back on defense and giving them that kind of opportunity. So I think that's what happened there.
Schwartz is 4 for 4 from the face-off X. And now West Islip will look to equalize here early goings of this second quarter. Good look to Keenan.
I think Bayport had some success earlier in the game with putting a little bit of pressure on the attack here. You got younger guys, maybe a little bit more undersized than your defense. So just getting out and getting a poke check on their gloves and letting them know you're there, I think is going to help them.
Trying to shed a check, turning back up top, step down shot, bouncer, another save by Nyland. His 7th of this first half.
Here comes J-Mo.
Off the bar, Shanahan. He hit that bar so hard. Here's another look. I thought the goal was going to fall down.
Yeah, he was locked and loaded.
Oh.
He just gripped it and ripped it. Just missed it, though. In practice, you know, as a coach, you're always saying, hey, shoot for the pipes, shoot for the pipes, aim small, miss small, but once it comes to the games, you got to put that in the net. JJ.
Aiello. Basile makes the save, his 3rd. Backup was there. It's Ben Morris. Aiello at the top. Switches hands. He's got the shorty matchup, and he wants to exploit it.
He's in
Goes
shooting
inside,
spot already.
Fires the bouncer wide of the net.
Especially with these two guys, you got to keep that in mind. J.J. Aiello and obviously Jameson Smith. And once they're inside 15, they can both shoot. They can both let it fly. So if you're the D-middies on West Islip, you got to stay on their hands.
That's the thing, too. You've got to recognize defensively, right? Who are you not going to pull? The answer not usually is J.J. Aiello. There's a shot. Another great save by Basile. Quick outlet the other way. Delapizzi. Denied by Nyland.
Nyland's played great.
I think both goalies have.
Yeah, he had a great outlet pass before, and here he comes up with another big save.
We go the other way now. That's Macklin Kaiser, the sophomore. He's the guy who is in for Lacasio. Kaiser, the sophomore.
Big shoes to fill, man. That's tough.
Yeah. But also what helps, I think, is, again, having guys like Aiello and
of course, yeah.
Morris as well on the attack, right? So you're not going to likely get pulled. You can play with a little bit more confidence, a little freer. Oh, what a look. Turnaround shot. Bounced wide. The look was from Aiello right to the doorstep to Shanahan.
Well, right now they have the D-midi. They have a D-midi on J.J. Aiello, but I'm curious to see if they end up bumping a pole up and double pole in the midfield at some point in this game. Right now they've done a good job. I mean, you're holding them to 2 goals, so there's no need to do it. But
Smith fires a pass across the crease after he got free from Delapizzi. There is that matchup we were hoping to see. It's Danny Aiello. Great story when we get a chance. Rolls at X. Cuts it back the other way. He's got Shanahan looking for it. Shanahan gets it now. Shanahan pulled, bounces one out towards midfield. This is going to be a 50-50 ball now. Shanahan roughed up a little bit. Yeah, still loose.
A little high. Good GB. Got to stay with it.
In on the hands. Looks like that was Sonati, number 30. And it gets it back to Nyland. Kevin Sinati, a freshman LSM for West Islip, beyond his years. He has poise, can run like a deer, and again, the best part of it is he's a freshman. Talking about running downhill, here is Smith. Shot and a goal.
Nice.
So return the sender there. Shanahan had set up Smith earlier. Smith returns the favor to Shanahan, and Bayport leads it 3-1.
And just watching Shanahan's last couple shots, you can see he knows what he's doing when he gets the ball on his stick.
See it again, going downhill is Smith.
You got two guys running in from West Islip on the top right corner. I'm not sure who they were covering or what they're doing, but, I mean, Shanahan's wide open, and after seeing that last shot that banged the top right corner, I'm not trying to leave him open.
Shanahan's 17th goal of the year, and again, you get that balance with Smith, right? His 18th assist. Clean win for Schwartz, his 5th. Let's see if the Lions, it looks like they're going to settle things down a little bit now. That's McChaney up top. He hands it off to Cole Sparks. To X, they'll reverse it to the other side as you got some personnel coming in. Want to remind everybody or tell everybody, stick with us here at halftime. It's going to be a lot of fun. The 6th grade teams of both of these schools will do battle behind the back, and a fantastic save by Nyland.
Good pass by Sparks.
Shot was by Schwartz. So yeah, stick around for that. That should be a lot of fun. The 6th grade teams of Bayport Blue Point and West Islip will have a little.
Oh, it's each hometown team.
Yeah, a little
that's
halftime,
awesome.
little halftime scrimmage for you.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And then I think probably both coaches at some point this week, maybe they watch a little bit of that, right? Kind of look. All right, who showed out there among the 6th graders?
Who do you got coming up in your program? Yeah,
exactly.
It's like a little showcase day.
There's Aiello up top. He again has that short stick D-midi.
Schwartz.
And he has it at Schwartz. Switches hands, fires high, and you could tell that push by Schwartz affected the shot.
When you're playing D-midi, whenever that guy beats you and he looks like he's getting ready to shoot, you're always trying to get a lift underneath his hands. If you slap down on his hands, he's able to still get that shot, especially with Aiello. When he's cocking back to shoot, you slap down, he's still going to get that momentum. He's a big, strong guy. But if you can get a little lift and just get him to shoot it over the lacrosse net or even through the field goal post, that's what you want.
5:30 left here, first half. Bayport leads it 3-1. A little
invert with Bayport here.
Aiello still with Schwartz on him, tries to back him down, use his strength. Inside roll, goes to the cage. Shot was saved by Basile.
You know, that was really good defense by Schwartz because he didn't throw any checks. He really just played body position and did his job and kind of let the JJ feel that team defense. So good defense by Schwartz there.
Delapizzi.
I'm sure Schwartz is going to need a breather after that set.
Riley, and he'll get the breather now as West Islip calls the timeout.
Yeah, because he's part of that starting midfield, and I'm sure Coach wants him in down there.
Yeah, and it's pretty remarkable to think, too, right? We showed you those starters, and you go first 3 of attack and first 3 of your first midfield. A couple of seniors in McChaney and Esposito, but everybody else is coming back for you. And what a proud program West Islip is, of course. You go back to the Scotty Craig era and the decade of dominance. And look at these numbers for you, too. You've got, first it starts with, those are consecutive Suffolk County championships for the Lions. Those were all in Class A back in the day where you're battling Ward Melvilles and
Unfortunately,
the Smithtowns.
Dylan, I lived that. I was at Sachem East for the 06, 07, so we saw West Islip every year, and they had, obviously, Turry, you had Galasso, you had Federico, so they were just fully loaded all the time.
So you got the Long Island Championships 2009 to 12. Before that, 04 to 07. And those state championships as well, right? 06, 07, 09, 10, and 12 as well. How about this for that decade of dominance? 200 wins and 15 losses during that time. We've not really seen a run like that since, and you'd argue, I don't know if you're going to see it the way that the game has sort of risen up in all these different towns, and there's a lot more of a parity on Long Island.
They were awesome, man. They were an awesome team. They were complete. They had guys on both ends. I mean, you really can say whatever you want about them, but they had that swagger, but they were out there performing. But for me, it's so weird to see them in B.
Yeah.
When I think of West Islip, those are the teams I think of, and obviously it's a little bit different than the team that we have on the field today. I'm sure that's where Coach wants to get it back to, that kind of dominance. But it also shows you that, B has some heavy teams too. They got some heavy hitters.
I thought the same when we see Smithtown West this year bounce down. That's a team that's also traditionally been.
Yeah, when I was in A, we were playing Smithtown West in the playoffs and stuff like that. So, again, to see these teams in B, it's just very odd for me. When you're in Class A, you almost look at Class B teams like, maybe they're not as great. But now that I'm coaching in B, I'm like, wow, B might be better than A.
How about Mikey Luce there? Just stick in the passing lane. Gets off this quick transition. And a goal for Bayport Blue Point. It is the sophomore, Ben Morris.
Yeah, nice finish.
And it all starts with that turnover by Luce. And then the quick transition. And Mikey Luce, the assistant coach's son, with a good look to Morris, who is that pure scorer, especially inside. He's got that D1 potential as a sophomore, his 18th goal.
Quick finish, nice release, puts it right in the top corner, obviously opposite of the stick of the goalie. Goalie's a righty, so he puts it right over his shoulder. Tough spot for the goalie to get.
4-1 is the lead for Bayport Blue Point. And again, in a evidence that stats don't always tell you the story, this guy right here has won every faceoff to this point. Generally speaking, that's sort of your litmus or where you can see maybe a team dominating or getting the lead because of all the extra possessions, but it's not been that case for the Lions, and that also speaks a little bit to what Tommy Corcoran said just about the struggles on attack.
Yeah, West Islip, when you don't have that horse and you're counting on balance and stuff, it's obviously reliant on a lot of plays and guys cutting and finishing and doing what they're supposed to do. Before we had the nice look and the behind the back that just missed, but then Bayport comes down and they put one in. So West Islip's got to get on the board here and keep themselves in this game.
Yeah, this is a big possession here for the Lions. Because if they can get one, it's a 4-2 game, right? If they give up the next one, now it's 5-1, likely going into halftime. Switching to his left, turning, firing.
Ooh, good shot.
Off the top of the bar.
I love that move with a midi.
Max Esposito with the shot.
Yeah, the midi dodged hard. Right when you get to that hash, quick roll and shot and get your hands free. Sometimes the goalie's not ready for it.
Bayport feeling it a little bit now on attack, right? Here is Smith. The look. Ooh, sidearm shot by the pole Luce.
Yeah, I think if Luce goes overhand with that, he might have a goal.
2:40 left, first half. Dylan Butler, James Curcio here with you in the Varsity Media Sports Network for this Suffolk Division II showdown between Bayport Blue Point and West Islip. Aiello goes to X. Little stutter step, shot. Morris. Doesn't need much to get those hands free, Ben Morris.
He can shoot too, man. He can shoot too.
Little two-man game now from X. Up top, now downhill. Top side and a goal. Fantastic finish there by Macklin Kaiser. The sophomore's sixth goal of the year.
Kaiser's in the top of the box here. He has his defenseman approaching him a little out of position, and then he's just able to make a quick dodge and get his hands free. And now West Islip is definitely feeling it a little bit. I mean, the one thing that's going to keep them in the game no matter what is they're winning faceoffs. It's going to come down to executing offensively and putting the ball in the back of the net.
Kaiser is capitalizing on his opportunities because we've said it before, right? Finding himself in rewarding situations because of the poles. Schwartz wins it, keeps going to the goal, fires wide.
I like the way Schwartz is playing. He's doing a little bit of everything. We saw him playing defense on J.J. Ayala before. He's taking face-offs. He's running with the offensive unit. So, I mean, he's giving it all he's got right now.
Going to play for Scotty Marr at Albany. But still has another year here. We're not graduating him yet.
No, yeah, he's staying with them. So
there's Oblage. Lions need a goal in the worst way. They double Oblage.
Good double team.
Good
double
job
team.
sticking out of that, though.
Yep.
That means there's an extra guy here. Esposito goes to GLE, bumps it back out, takes the physicality. Esposito.
Good look. Got to shoot that. There you go.
And the goal by Aponte, a much-needed one for West Islip. Aponte's second of the game.
It looked like Aponte almost mishandled the pass, so it took him an extra second to get his hands free and let the ball go, but eventually he did. And Aponte's defender is, I guess he thinks he's guarding him, but the way that everyone plays now, you have to, if you're guarding your guy in the crease, you got to have a stick on him. He's a stick length away, and he's able to just catch it and shoot it.
Aponte, so great off ball, great stick, always moving. Generally, he gets his goals, Aponte does, off of the third defenseman for the opposition.
I like the West Islip attack. I mean, they're not maybe huge in stature, but I think that the way that they're playing and they trust each other, they've all made nice plays. So I like what they can do here for them.
8 for 8 right now for West Islip with Schwartz at the faceoff X as we approach the final minute of this first half.
And that's, I mean, when you play Mount Sinai, that's going to be a factor. And if you're thinking about postseason too. So as a coach, no matter how this game finishes, that's something that you have to take a look at and see how can we improve on that. Are we double polling? Are we putting a rope unit and putting 3 poles? I mean, at some point you have to do something a little bit differently. You can't lose every face-off in a game.
Yeah, and Meehan said really, coaches always talk about it being a 3-on-3 battle, right, at the face-off X because you get your wings involved. He said he wants it more to be a 6-on-6, right, get his attackman involved. That bouncer sidearm attempt by Sparks wide of the cage.
Yeah, even if you're going to lose the faceoff, you can try and slow that break or slow that faceoff guy down. He can move the wings down lower and just not let them get any opportunities. They haven't really burned them on it yet, but good look again.
And there's a goal. Goal by Schwartz. He has deserved that goal.
Oh, yeah, he's been working his tail off.
And you love the pass as well across the way.
That's got to be a few assists, I feel like, for Sparks. Or if not, it's maybe assist and assist. But he's been having his dodging with his head up, and he's made a couple nice looks. This one goes right across the field. Yeah. These Bayport defenders, they're right there, but they're stick length away. And West Islip, if you can see the way they're shooting, they're not rocking the net, but they're putting it in the right spot because obviously we have a quality goalie in between the pipes. So, if you're a younger player watching too, that's the same thing. You just got to place the ball sometimes, especially when you're inside 10 yards. Just put it in the right spot.
17 seconds left. Schwartz wins the faceoff clean. Good look. Spin. Other way.
Want to get a
lefty
shot off.
Rip.
Good. There you go.
Bouncer was wide by Sparks.
And obviously with short time, you get a shot there. You stop the clock. See, you don't want to be in that much of a rush to pick up the ball. Take your time so that you can run your set play and get your guys on. That counts.
Count it!
That's going to count.
At the buzzer, Esposito.
See, and that was close, but that's exactly why I was saying if the ball goes out of bounds and there's under 10 seconds left and you're that attackman, this is the one time that you're allowed to walk over to the ball to pick it up, unless West Islip had numbers, and that's why they went early.
Take another look. Watch 5 up top, Esposito. And you know what's great, too, for him is he's got a great vantage point of the scoreboard as well, which is behind that goal. So he can kind of see right away when he catches it how much time he has. Great finish there by Esposito, his 5th goal of the year, and a much-needed one as well. It was, 5-1 a moment ago. All of a sudden, it is a 1-goal game.
And for the goalie, he's got to see that ball coming from X all the way up top. So he's basically turning his whole body around. They're able to get a quick shot off, and that's a 14-yarder like we talked about before.
So we will stay here as, again, we want to treat you guys to this 6th grade battle here between West Islip kids and the Bayport kids. We'll get off mic. We'll let you enjoy this one here at halftime.
You're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event? Look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Welcome back to Bob Sullivan Field on the campus of Bayport Blue Point High School. Dylan Butler, James Curcio here. We got treated there to the future of both of these programs and ended up in a 2-2 tie as well. So almost fitting there as we have got a close game here among the high school guys and a close one among the sixth graders as well. That was a lot of fun watching those kids ball out.
The young guns. The
young
guns.
Let's take a look at some of our first half stats, and pretty even there as well, right? You see the shots, West Islip with a 17-14 edge. Saves as well, 9-5 for Bayport Blue Point. Faceoffs, obviously all West Islip, right? And only one man-up opportunity for either team, and Bayport cashed in there. Let's take a look at their cage. And again, it's been a split, and it looks like I think we do have Eric Gran, right? Number 16 in the cage for Bayport. So we'll see.
And that's tough as a coach to be in that kind of position where obviously you have two goalies. And I thought he did a nice job in the first half. I thought they got a lot of good shot opportunities on him and shot from close range. Second, maybe that last one he wants back. But so to just go in and change up goalies, you hope that he's got to warm up and he's ready to go.
Now, the one thing I'll say about that is we see Matty Nyland across the way. He is Gran's biggest cheerleader. Like, those guys push each other as well. And that's a concern you'd have as a coach too, right? If you've got a little bit of something simmering between your two goalies because everybody wants the time. They both obviously want to play the full game. But when the other is out and your other goalie's in, they are full support of each other, which is what you really need as a coach, as a program.
And I hope that is the case most of the time, but you think about it, the two quarterbacks, good takeaway check, the two quarterbacks, two goalies, majority of the time they are pushing each other. They're probably friends. They want each other to get better. They want each other to both go to college and play lacrosse.
Smith swims, still has it, surrounded. Smith to the turf, and the flag flies as well. It'll be a man-up opportunity as the whistle blows, and
Coach Cochran's not going to be happy with that call. Smith was flying into the middle. He was a little bit out of control. He kind of turned and got knocked off balance, but it didn't look like anything that could get called.
Yeah, you see it again. This is all good, right? And that's where they called it. They called a little push for a 30-second. But other than that, they did a great job just swarming Smith and
collapsing.
Yeah. So second man-up opportunity for Bayport Blue Point. They cashed in on their first. This will be a 30-second variety.
You're going to treat Jamison Smith like you would, if you're in the NBA and you're treating any of those superstars, LeBron James, and every time he comes into the middle, everybody's got to slough in. Everyone's got to crash because it's not going to be one guy that's able to stop him.
Smith, in his rehab from his football season injury, hit the weights hard. He got bigger, he got stronger, and he is a man out there. Certainly looks like he's ready to battle at Johns Hopkins tomorrow.
He looks like he's the biggest guy on the field right now, and obviously he's a midfielder, but there's no guy on West Islip or on his own team that's really bigger than him.
And Smith is a guy, too, who will load a high off the bar by Aiello. Smith's a guy as well who will do the dirty work defensively as well. We've seen him there, right, making sure as a midi, tracking back, playing a little D-mid behind the cage. Good look. Overhead shot and a goal. Shanahan.
Yep. And we know Shanahan can shoot now. He's showing it. It's on full display.
Yeah, Shanahan's a kid, played a ton last year, but because of spring football, we mentioned it before, right, was limited a little bit, was that fourth attackman. But he's a captain this year as a junior, and funny, Doug Meehan says he's always going to be the smallest guy in the field, which is honestly how I picked out. The numbers are hard with the sun, but I looked at the smallest guy, looked at my chart, said it was Shanahan for sure, but he's got a heart of a warrior, just an animal out there. And
he's got a great shot for a little guy. He's able to put some pepper on it, and obviously he knows how to pick his spots right there. He snuck in on the hash, and he's able to bury it while they're man up. So good play for him.
Shanahan's second of the game, and the 11th face-off win for Schwartz. That's
second,
out of
and he
11.
had that pipe, that top corner that he just peppered down on this side of the field. Just missed that one. So he's right there.
So let's see if West Islip gets the response here, and did a great job clawing back in this one, especially in that second quarter. It was starting to look maybe like Bayport would start to pull away, but West Islip battled back and cut it to 1 at the break. Switching hands. There's a feed, tough one. Picked back up by Esposito. He's got a goal and an assist on the game. They work it to X. Coming towards was a Ponte. Low pass, though.
Yeah, not a great pass. That would have been a tough grab.
We go the other way. Here's Ben Morris. Morris had a great freshman year. Look out,
J-Mo.
Smith. Jamison Smith, get out of the way.
I don't think Oblage wanted to really step down into that and get a touch on him. He was coming with a 10, 15-yard head start going at the net.
That was the 12:03 train coming through.
Yeah, I mean, he literally didn't move. He did not move.
There's Danny Aiello, and this is a cool story, right? JJ's younger brother is Danny, and great on ground balls. Both of the kind of, well, Jameson Smith is the alpha male, right? His younger brother Brady is the great story. We'll get to that in a moment as Jameson Smith has it. Cuts it inside, goes to the turf.
Yeah.
Flag is down. And another man-up opportunity for Bayport Blue Point. But the story on Brady Smith is remarkable, right? This is a future D1 goalie, right? There's no question about it. He's a goalie. But they needed help on that second midfield line, right? Because, again, of all those injuries. So they looked at the 3 goalies. All of those guys are going D1. And they kind of just said to Brady, like, you're the, of these 3, of this group, you're the guy who maybe has the best chance of stepping on the field and playing. He said, yeah, coach, I got you, no problem. How about this? Scores the first goal of the year, scores the first goal of game 2, has 5 goals and an assist, and it's not even a question. The dude's a goalie.
That's crazy.
Right? But
I saw that before, actually, on the paper when he was playing D-Midi. I'm like, wow, this guy's doing a nice job. And I went to check, and it said goalie and midfield. I don't think I've ever seen that combination in my life.
yeah, listen, he's a high-end travel lacrosse guy and as a goalie.
Well, he's doing his thing out here. Nice shot.
So is Ben Morris. His second, and they've got this man-up unit cooking. Third man-up goal for Bayport, and they lead it 7-4.
And if you take a look at the guys really capitalizing and getting the goals going for Bayport, it's not their horses and J.J. Aiello and Jameson Smith. The other guys are able to contribute well also. He's just open, and they've done a good job shooting for those corners. They've put the shots away, man.
Aiello gets the assist. Morris is second of the year, 19th of the season. He's a guy who's really worked on his game, his health. He's gotten stronger, faster, more comfortable in this system for Bayport.
And you know what I like for Bayport from those guys, Aiello and Smith? They're not forcing it. They haven't forced the ball or forced shots. They've really drew the defense or drew slides and gotten their teammates open and gotten their teammates involved.
Concern there, we saw it was Schwartz off the face-off win.
I think Schwartz took a long pull to the knee or the shin. Looked like he got hit in the legs.
Nice ovation from both fan bases. Big crowd here as well. It helps when you get the 6th graders coming out, right? So you got all their parents as well watching the game and hoping to see their sons. And watching Schwartz walk off, looks like he should be okay. A little banged up.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be back. Schwartz, he's a tough kid. He's out here doing everything. So he's going to come out, get some water. I'm sure they'll check on him, and he'll be back.
12 of 12 for Schwartz, which is incredible. And again, that's a little bit of the concern Meehan had coming in, knowing in a battle against an elite faceoff guy, he doesn't have that guy. Esposito goes to X. Inside roll. Save by Gran. His first.
He was all over that. He knew he was coming with that inside roll. Good ride. Aponte puts a big hit down.
Danny, that is, continues. They've got to get it in, though.
And Aponte, I said it before, for a guy that's not that big, he plays hard. I like his game, man. I like Aponte's game.
Morris gets it back out, and here's another guy who, J.J. Aiello, again, just a junior, but he's jacked.
Yeah, he's a monster, man. He's a monster. But like I said, they've done a good job. West Islip's had a short stick on him the whole game, and they've been all right.
Tries to get the pass off to Morris. He was hit hard by Gitzinger, and we go the other way. Basili. Bayport's ride has gotten a little bit more aggressive as this game's gone on. Here's McChaney, breaks it pretty quickly, though. McChaney's a dude, too. Linebacker and running back on the West Islip football team. And if you've seen West Islip play football, and certainly over the years, they run the ball a lot. So McChaney is always moving those legs.
And they've been running it for a long time.
Yeah.
Long time. Since I was in high school, same thing.
So Keenan waits as they get some personnel changes. It's Kyle Sinati.
Shot. Nope.
Senior, bigger body second midfielder. Trying to get topside, turning. Lefty. Goal line extended. Look at Aiello doing the work defensively.
Good stick.
Yeah, really good stick.
Staying with West Islip. Now, the other thing to remember here, too, is obviously there's a goalie change. So now, do these players adjust to the left-handed goalie as opposed to the right-handed goalie being in the net? So if West Islip has righty middies, that righty down the alley dodge is going to give them a good angle on that far side pipe.
Klimitas back up top. Sparks, and it's Keenan. He looks to dodge there. He's got Aiello. Keenan switches hands, fires wide of the cage.
Aiello's got to push out a little bit further and get a touch on him before he gets that low.
And again, if you do go with a goalie rotation, you love it that you have that righty-lefty, just even if you get into the heads of the attackman, right, a little bit.
Yep.
Great job defensively. Gran. Oh, textbook for Bayport, right? You got to locate the short stick. They do that perfectly there. You go pole to pole. Actually, you go goalie to pole and then out to the middle of the field to the short stick.
Yeah, it's a good clear for them because West Islip's ride is like you said, the same way Bayport's turning up, West Islip's turning up a little bit too with those three attackmen.
It's been all Bayport here in this third quarter. 7-4 is the lead in the Suffolk Division II showdown. A year ago, they played to a one-goal game. Bayport going out to West Islip, winning that one 8-7. Morris off a screen. Little stutter step. Smith.
Ooh, good check.
Yeah, Smith tried to cut it inside.
Gitzinger with the good check. He's playing good defense.
They thought about the slide. It doesn't come. Smith goes back to X.
Good defense there by Gitzinger.
To work it up top, that's Kaiser. As the wind picks up here at Bob Sullivan Field. Kaiser spins.
They got West Islip to slide. Oof, looks like it hit the pipe.
That was a tough pass, too, because you go into the teeth of the West Islip D. Morris got the shot off, but as you mentioned, off the pipe. We go the other way. Kevin Sinati. He is just a freshman.
Now, West Islip's got to start their own little run here. You got just over 3 minutes left in the third quarter, so you definitely want to be able to put a goal in before and break the Bayport run.
They did a great job of that at the end of the second quarter, right?
Yeah, they took their run at the end, and they end up getting 2 or 3 right at the end of the quarter. So
Esposito hands off. Oblage great stature for the sophomore. 2 goals, 2 assists.
You got Aiello and Smith both out here on defense too now.
So maybe part of the thing here for West Islip too, you just maybe at least try to tire them out, right?
Yeah, as a coach, you got to consider that. I mean, as a way just to gas them. But I don't know. Some of these athletes, I don't even know if that's possible. You know, some of these big-time guys. I'm serious. I've seen it already. I've tried it in a few games, and when you got a horse, they can just keep going.
There was a collision on that ball, and if you're Doug Meehan right now for Bayport, you're like, we can't afford another injury, and
yeah.
All the players down.
Hopefully he just got the wind knocked out of him. Speaking of wind.
Yeah, you could hear it, right, in our mics. We'll take a look at, we have an opportunity, our upcoming games here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. A very busy spring for us. I think we're up to like 50 lacrosse games on the season. We go girls here with Wantagh and Cold Spring Harbor. That'll be Monday night. Monday night under the lights at Cold Spring Harbor. That's always fun.
Nice.
And then we'll go out to Massapequa, Port Washington, the boys, on April 27th at 5 o'clock. That should be a fun one as well. And
you better grab some All-American burger while you're in Massapequa.
No, it's at Port Washington. It's a good thought.
Yeah.
I like where your head
Port
is.
Washington. Okay.
It's out of Port Washington. Yeah.
Damn.
I hear you though. That's one of my like. When you go around the island, right? Yeah.
It's associated with the town where you're like, let me grab an All-American.
Get me hungry now.
I know.
2:30 left, third quarter.
I'm gonna have to talk to Ben about that. Rob comes here, and all of a sudden, all the restaurants and food pours in.
All right.
Rob leaves, and I don't get anything.
We'll get you a hat if you want. Shanahan hands off to Morris. There's some good places in Bayport as well. Sayville, downtown Sayville's right here. Another opportunity now for Bayport, and they have been lights out with a man up. 3 for 3. And let's see what this is. It'll be another 30-second push.
West Islip's been good defensively. They just got to clean it up a little bit, and they can't take these little petty fouls because Bayport's capitalizing. Obviously, they have guys that know how to shoot, and that's the biggest difference on man up. You can have an extra guy, but if you're not a team that can shoot well, you're probably not going to score goals on man up. You still got to be able to shoot.
2:06 left in this third quarter. So we'll count this one down. It'll be a 30-second man-up opportunity.
Maybe West Islip does something different, and they shut off J.J. Aiello or Jamison Smith, something to change the man-up offense for Bayport.
Well, Smith has it now. Hands off. Strong cut in front by Smith.
J.J.
Aiello, Loda, high!
That's in front of all the young guns, too.
Well, that's how you do it, 6th graders. Watch Aiello here as well. What I love was the cut there by Smith, too. You're going to have to occupy guys, right? Watch 3 here at the top. Textbook. Low, high.
Yep. And the other thing is, obviously, he's a smart guy. He knows the rotation is coming from that side of the field, so he takes a different angle with his stick, and instead of putting it sidearm, he really puts it low to high. I mean, almost, straight vertical. So, good job by him.
Aiello's second of the game. How about this? 4 for 4 on the man up.
That's what I'm saying. At this point, right, if you're West Islip, you have to try something different. Before I mentioned it, just lock off J.J. Aiello, something just to get him out of rhythm and maybe kill the penalty. If it doesn't work right now, they're 4 for 4 anyway.
Danny Aiello there now in at the face-off X. It's been a steady diet of poles for Schwartz. This time at the short stick in Aiello, and doesn't seem to matter. Another face-off win. Good to see Schwartz back out there as well. First time we've seen him since he went out. Banged up a little bit. His 13th face-off win out of 13 attempts. And we said it's late in the second quarter. This is a pretty big possession here for West Islip. They need to capitalize late in this third quarter.
They got to start to make their own run, yeah, for sure. I mean, they're going to win face-offs and get possessions, but if the other team is scoring that, it gets harder and harder to catch up, so.
Clemitas switches to his left. Oblage bouncer.
Good shot. But that's what I was talking about before. Shooting from that side of the field on the lefty goalie, you're going to have those hip shots and that far corner, that far pipe open.
A shade under a minute left here, third quarter.
See if West Islip runs a set play here. There you go. We got some
swings
exchanges. Good look.
Esposito, extra look, off the bar.
I think it was a save in them bar, or that was a pretty good look.
And now Luce gets loose, head up, here he comes. Mikey Luce, pole goal, no!
Caught a piece of it.
Basili makes the save, loose ball in front. I think Basili got another piece of that one.
Ooh, he's going to get him in the head. So it wasn't much, but I think it was just enough.
You could see how the sea opened up there from Mikey Luce, and he just saw daylight. Watch it again. Or this is the tail end of it.
That's the save, the doorstop
save. Yeah, and
save.
here's the penalty. It'll be a 30-second.
So that C opens up. When you have a long pole bringing it down, generally everyone's going to start to push out and lock.
Here comes again.
So you see everyone start to push out and lock because they're expecting that other pole to go to the ball and stop the ball.
And right here, the bottom of the screen, if you're that defender, what are you going to do, right? Because you've got a shorty with you that you're guarding. But
yeah, if you're one of those other middies or that LSM that's up top, you have to stop the ball. Everyone else is shutting off and pushing out. So here's that opportunity for West Islip.
Yeah, I mean, they're man up. They're second man up. They're 0 for 1. You've got 25 seconds. It's a 30-second man up. So you got to figure certainly now they're going to go for goal.
Yeah.
Especially, too, considering time and score.
The other thing, if not, is you want to be smart enough to shoot with about 3 seconds left, and then you can just pick the ball up at X, and you'll start the fourth quarter with the ball.
Don't force something here, though. Get the good shot, not the first shot. Schwartz, nice pass. That was high to high, and it was off of Cole Sparks, who almost ate it there from that Keenan shot.
West Islip's had good looks, and they've been patient on offense. Now it's going to be can they score and can they shoot and finish?
They beat the buzzer at halftime. Can they do it again? Schwartz does!
See, that's a good shot by Schwartz. This kid's doing it all, man.
What a job by Schwartz. The first man up goal for him, or for his team, his second of the game. And he just beats the buzzer. West Islip's done it now 2 quarters in a row. Esposito beat it at halftime, and now Schwartz does it here at the third.
Yeah, 10-yard low to high for Schwartz. Puts it in the corner. Defensively, they did the right thing. They were covering everybody that was closest to the ball. That's the pass that you want, and that's the save that you hope your goalie can make. Obviously, you want to try and keep it outside 10, and he's able to get right to 10, so he buries it. But West Islip with the 2 end of the quarter goals.
We'll take a quick break. We'll have the fourth quarter coming up next right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
The best action shots and the best angles, look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Welcome back to Bob Sullivan Field on the campus of Bayport Blue Point High School. Dylan Butler, James Curcio with you. Final 12 minutes to go, and West Islip beats the buzzer in the second quarter and the third quarter, and they've got a 3-goal deficit. But if you're the Lions and you're a coach, you coach at Deer Park, so you know the conversation going on among the coaching staff. You feel you're in it, and you've got that puncher's chance because of this guy at the faceoff act, C.J. Schwartz, who has won every faceoff that he's taken.
Yeah, for the rest of this quarter, Schwartz obviously is going to be able to get possessions for West Islip. So being down 3 goals is not much. It's just a matter of executing offensively and continuing to slow down Bayport when you're on defense. Aiello and Jameson have been, pretty contained on set 6v6. They've scored on man up, but West Islip's done a pretty nice job. So you just gotta capitalize on your opportunities, West Islip, and try and make your little run as this quarter starts.
8-5 is the lead, and again, it's Danny Aiello there against Schwartz. Battles him. It'll be a GB. It's kicked. It's still loose. And how about that by me? And you could hear the scream of a timeout. First face-off win for Bayport Blue Point. And listen, man, huge credit. I don't think he got the GB, but huge credit to Danny Aiello, JJ's younger brother, who is, great at ground balls, great between the lines, great on defense and offense. He's expanding his game on a daily basis, and a big job there for him as well. Want to let you guys know about our college recruiting videos. We offer custom editing effects. We help your players stand out. Get your choice of music. Also a link for college coaches. Why sign up? Well, it's pretty simple. You can save money in college tuition. It helps you land the spot on the team, stand out as well from the competition. Mention this ad, you get 10% off. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or email jeff@varsitymedia.net.
With that last face-off, the real way that they were able to get Schwartz was actually with the wing play. I know Aiello was on the face, but what they did is they brought the wing all the way down and made it look like Schwartz was able to go back, and then all of a sudden they had the wing guy right before the face-off jump all the way up. So Schwartz went back thinking nobody was there. Aiello put a little bit pressure on him and created a scrum. So that was really wing play that created that.
And Meehan said coming in, one of the keys was, recognizing that Schwartz, of course, is an elite face-off guy, and the fact that they don't have a face-off guy means that there's going to be a lot of different looks, the poles and shorties. He said, as we mentioned before, he wants to make it a 6-on-6 face-off with the attack involved as well, and just get them all to battle for that ground ball, which time they did.
That was good coaching right there on for the wing play and the face-off, so he did what he wanted to do.
Smith to Aiello. They swing it this side. Shanahan hands off. And Smith, he's just a large human being.
West Islip is here in a zone out of the timeout.
Shanahan up top. Smith cycles that way. Aiello.
And the other thing to note is obviously West Islip has their short sticks in this zone, low left and low right, so they're keeping all the poles up top. Obviously, Bayport with a very strong midfield, they want the long poles up top.
Off the timeout. Patient possession. I think Basile got a piece, but also you heard it cower him off the bar as well.
He's able to get in there close, and he takes some tough angle shots, Aiello, but it's either miss or make, so good shot for Bayport.
Keeps his possession alive as well. Low to low, Basile makes the save, and he's active as well. Jumps out of his crease to get that GB.
They were able to get a check on Aiello as he was shooting, I think, and throw him off, and Aiello looks like he came off a little bit banged up and hurt.
Oh, great look by Gitzinger, pole to pole. Della Pizzi has it. He's our impact player for West Islip. Jameson Smith was our impact player, of course, for Bayport Blue Point. Big possession again here for the Lions.
And this is what we talked about. They make a good stop on defense. They've done a nice job. Coach Cochran, nice job bringing out a zone and switching it up on Bayport. And now they're going to have an opportunity down here on this end.
Esposito dodges from top. Esposito lefty shot. Bouncer gets in. Esposito's second of the game. And the Lions just continue to claw back. They're within 2.
Nice bounce shot.
Esposito had the game winner against Hopog. He's a guy, too, who could really shoot the ball. This time, I think just the pole's got a piece and it deflected in. Listen, you take it as any way you can get it, right?
Yeah, it was one of those change of speed shots, a little bounce shot, the deflection, whatever it was. It ended up in the right space, and Espo with a nice job. Big goal for West Islip, down 2 now.
All right, let's see what they do here again, if they can get the wings involved. Hold. It will be a hold.
Yeah, they got him.
So here we go. West Islip down 2. Plenty of time left. Just under 10 minutes remaining in regulation. McChaney. Again, linebacker, running back. Still kind of getting his offensive legs under him. 4 goals and an assist on the year. There's Espo. Hot hands. He's got the shorty as well. Esposito takes a high shot.
They might. All right, he's got to keep his hands down.
Keenan. Oh, what a look!
Nice.
Keenan to Sparks. Lights a spark for the Lions.
That offense, that attack group really gels, man. They move well off ball. They look for each other.
Here you see Esposito, right?
Yeah,
Go to
Esposito
X.
drew 2 guys too. So when the slide came from
there.
X, yeah, leave somebody open. Good job. Those are the little flashes that you see from West Islip that makes you think of those old school teams. I mean, they always had an attack like that, but these guys, they work really well off the ball. They have their eyes up.
That's one of the things that Meehan said as well in our conversation is Schwartz kicks it back to McChaney. Another face-off win, 15 of 16. And now the Lions looking to potentially tie it here. McChaney.
Jameson Smith put a lot of pressure on him.
Ooh.
Good save.
Good opportunity there by Quinn Riley, the freshman. Brother Parker, part of that attack a year ago. Keenan from Mex, but what Meehan said is, look, regardless of what they're doing, as Keenan denied up high by Grant, he said West Islip's always going to have 10 to 15
the other
guys.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, it's all good. He said they're always going to have 10 to 15 guys. They all know how to catch it and shoot it. They all know how to pass. They're coached up by guys who played for West Islip as well. So just that tradition in that town, even though there might not be a Nicky Galasso out here right now for them.
Yeah, you can see it in that attack group.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So great.
West Islip was offsides, yeah. Yeah, it took a while for the official to catch that one. They had 2 attackmen back, and that was it.
Yeah, so this is another opportunity once the ball gets down for another man up, which Bayport has been elite at locking off Smith now. At least they're trying to. Does get the ball.
So if you're West Islip, you have an extra guy right now. You cannot let up a goal.
And you got to get a GB, which they do.
Yep.
So offside for West Islip, 32nd. And again, 4 for 4 is Bayport on the man up.
And the other thing real quick, just to finish off on that West Islip attack, is Bayport has to put a little bit of pressure and get on their hands so that they can't make those feeds to those guys that are doing those cuts and backdoor cuts. They got to start getting out and putting a little bit of pressure. They did that in the first quarter, and they had success.
8:06 to go, 1-goal game. 8-7 is the lead for Bayport Blue Point again. A year ago, Bayport won by this exact score at West Islip. In that one, it was Gavin Lacasio with 5 goals. Jameson Smith had a goal and 3 assists. Gavin Lacasio, unfortunately, injured right now for the Phantoms. Low to low.
Oh, outside.
Outside netting. And again, it being a 30-second man up, that just about should eat that opportunity up. But they got to get it clear.
Got to use your legs. Got to use your legs here.
Gitzinger.
You got a midi in the open.
Basili.
In the middle of the field.
Can't find Delapizzi. Failure to advance. We go the other way. Can they get one in transition here? Unsettled. It's Kaiser. We're even. So the first man-up opportunity.
Yeah, but West Islip was late to get another guy on.
They were. They recover now as Aiello has it.
And they're trying.
Aiello, you heard that bar.
It looked like West Islip got caught in between what they wanted to do there, between zone and man or whatever it was, and just had a little trouble getting set up. And Aiello loves that spot of the field right there.
Really does. come this way now. Phantoms with a 1-goal lead. Under 7 remaining in regulation time.
And you haven't seen Jamison Smith really create too much offense as of late for Bayport, so I'm curious to see if he gets the ball and gets some attention going.
Well, he's got Delapizzi on him right now.
Yeah, Delapizzi's done a good job and playing defense on him, but has deterred him from really going to the net.
Long possession now for the Phantoms. Shanahan gets a whack on his gloves.
Now it looks like Jamison's got the matchup that they want. Can they get him the ball?
And you could hear it from across the field back to JMO away.
Yeah. I mean, as a coach, you see that. You get your best player with a short stick.
Kaiser.
On him.
Good look to Shanahan. And there is Smith. Has the shorty
Good
matchup.
defense.
Smith takes him to X. Cuts. Fires.
Nice.
Goal. Elite.
Nice.
Smith's second goal of the game. And
Yeah.
look, textbook, right, the way that he drew it up.
You kind of felt that coming at this point in the game. And like I said before, it's been a little quiet for Jamison over the last couple quarters. Now he gets the ball. He gets a favorable matchup, and he kind of just big bodies himself into that position where he's able to finish and score. Nice inside roll.
His second of the game for the Hopkins commit.
And that's the difference with a player like him, too, is he hasn't forced anything throughout the day, but now as the game is getting close and we're getting down to it in the fourth quarter, he knows he's got to create a little bit for his team to get the win.
9-7 the lead. Ground ball.
Ooh.
Pushed backwards.
Who's going to go out of the box?
But Cheney looks for it. Still loose. And it goes to Bayport.
Another timeout.
Off another face-off win. They've
Coach
had
Mead,
two
man.
face-off wins. They got timeouts
Yep,
right away
yep.
off both of them.
You want to keep the possession. Good job.
We've got two great teams out here. Listen, if you want to join our team, Varsity Media can help promote your business. We've got affordable rates, customizable packages to fit any budget. We will help grow your brand through our SPORTSCAST. Call 516-403-2050. Email ben@varsitymedia.net. Contact us today to advertise. Again, busy day here on the Varsity Media Sports Network. We've got the girls going right now, the Gains for Brains tournament in its 6th year. It's the 8th season or 8th year overall, but of course those 2 years during the COVID pandemic halted the tournament. But a great day or weekend, I should say, because today it's at Cold Spring. We've got 4 games there, and then 3 tomorrow out at Mount Sinai.
Awesome.
Just some amazing stuff. It's for a great making headway is the cause for kids, babies who deal with spinal cord and brain injuries. It's such a great cause. Andrew Rappaport has led the way there, and listen, he has a field of some of the best girls teams in the country. Again, right now at 11 o'clock they started. It's Northport against New Canaan, 2 of the top teams in the country. Northport currently undefeated, a long winning streak for Carol Rose's Tigers, and it goes on as well today. I think it's Suffern, Garden City. It'll be Greenwich Academy, St. Anthony's, and then Cold Spring Harbor and Sacred Heart Greenwich, the nightcap.
Action-packed. Action-packed. Good girls games, too.
That was off the top of my head, by the way. I didn't even have it notes.
I know. I saw that. You know the lineup.
So off the top, I was going to say off the top of my head, off the timeout, there is Jamison Smith again. And you got to imagine, too, off that timeout with 5 minutes to go and a 2-goal lead, not really going to rush here, Bayport. I mean, you're going to take a good shot when it's there, but eating the clock is important.
Oh, that was barred down.
Oh, and Aiello.
Wow. Good shot by JJ.
He jumped up. He knew that he had it. Delapizzi
Ooh,
gets the
that's
GB.
Gonna be a flag.
It is.
Good opportunity for West Islip. He's got an open guy.
Nice fake and a better save.
Oh, man.
Still flag down.
Still possession.
An opportunity here for the Lions.
But that's that West Islip attack again. They're just so unselfish. They know where each other, like they know where everyone's going to be. It's fun to watch.
McChaney works at the X. Goes inside roll off the side of the netting. Battle for the ground ball.
Look, and he's back.
He still gets it, McChaney. A one-man wrecking crew. Low pass there, though, and might have something else. We do. Look at this. So Bayport will be, looks like 2 men down. Let's take a look here at what these flags will be.
That was early on. This was early on. Nice opportunity that they had there.
So it'll be a 1-minute cross check and then a slash for 1 minute. What an opportunity. Mark this down. 3:45 left. It'll be 6-on-4 for a minute for West Islip.
He was on his stick a little bit, but he gave him a little extra. This far in the game, I mean.
Spoken like a coach. I get it.
Everyone's playing hard. Everyone wants to be tough and fight for ground balls, but it's just a little extra. You know, it's a little extra. They're always going to see it.
Look, if you want that window right now, if you're West Islip, it is open.
Yep.
Here is the chance for the Lions. 6-on-4 for the next minute. Again, 1 of 2 on the man up.
What?
There it is again.
Really nice.
The look goes in front to your boy, Evan Aponte. And Aponte gets his 3rd of the game.
He's a beast, man. I like Aponte a lot. West Islip did a nice job here. They actually made it look like it was going to be a wheel and started to curl up attackmen and the midfielders. And then all of a sudden they had a cutter right in the middle of the field, and he's able to just finish. It was a great looking play, and obviously well timed up.
So Aponte's 3rd of the game. A guy who Corcoran said's got to pick and choose his spots. That's a great spot right there, that's for sure. 9-8 is the score now for Bayport Blue Point. Back to the face-off X we go. Schwartz goes forward, wins it. He can tie it here if he goes to the goal.
Is Aponte committed anywhere?
He is not. He's a junior.
Yeah. Somebody come get Aponte, because that kid could play.
So we are 6-on-6. After that man-up goal, the 2nd of the game. Both teams really have done pretty well with the man-up. Yep. Of the goals here, 6 combined on the EMO.
Bayport had some really good shooting on their man-ups, and West Islip had some really good off-ball movement.
Keenan back to X. They go up top. Dodging hard. Shot far post.
Almost one of those possession shots.
Keenan, though, picks it up. Quick movement again.
There you go.
Here's Quinn Riley. Just a freshman. Back to Keenan at X. Works off the screen. Keenan spins. Team. The double comes. So does Gran. Way out of his cage. He's got to get back. And a timeout by West Islip kind of helped out Gran there. Just one of them. I think if you're Corcoran, you're probably like, timeout. No.
Yeah, he probably got caught a little bit in between there, and obviously it still would have been a tough shot. You throw it through sticks. You always think that the net's open. It's an easy score, but it doesn't always work out like that.
I've had a great one here, and we've got some good ones coming up as well for you. We mentioned all those girls' games, but after this long weekend, we continue it on the girls' side, Wantagh and Cold Spring Harbor. That should be a fun one out at Cold Spring Harbor on Monday night. 7 o'clock is the opening draw. And then Massapequa at Port Washington. That should be a lot of fun as well. You want to click that subscribe button on our YouTube channel here just to get all our updates, find out. Also, follow us, obviously, on social media. That's how you can do it right there, just to get all our updates, find out where we're going to be. We are all over Long Island, the Publics, the Catholics, a huge spring of lacrosse here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
I know we talked about Massapequa with All-American before. I got another spot for you in Wantagh.
All right.
It's dirty.
But see, you're giving me these places that these were away. The game's at Cold Spring.
I know. I haven't been up in Cold Spring Harbor in a little bit. But Dirty Taco in Wantagh. It's right off the Wantagh Parkway. Keep that in mind if you're in that area.
All right. Well, you gave me a place in Massapequa and a place in Wantagh, and the game is on the other side. It's all good. It's all good.
I'm excited to see how this is going to finish. West Islip, they're not done.
Yeah, listen, they're battlers, man, and again, you kind of throw the record out. West Islip, you kind of look at where they've been, right? They had a close loss to Sachem East. They go back-to-back. They lost to Farmingdale, a team that's the favorite in NASA A this year, at least the top seed, right? A 1-goal loss to Islip.
They look really good, Farmingdale. I saw them in person, and they looked real good.
So all of the losses, and that Miller Place overtime, right? So every loss they've had has been pretty much a close. The one that got away, of course, is Mount Sinai for them. But other than that, they've all been really close losses for West Islip, who go on. They take on East Islip. That should be a lot of fun. On the 26th, they go to Harbor Fields. They host Shoreham Wading River, and they go to Rocky Point.
They're a balanced team.
McChaney gets his defender, turning around, goes to X to Keenan. Keenan, a little skip in his step, pops it back out. Let's see what West Islip gets off this timeout. Back to Keenan. Under 2 minutes remaining in this 1-goal game. Keenan feeds it in front. McChaney thought about it. McChaney, goal!
Oh, man. And he was screened a little bit, so I don't think he saw it right off the bat. But that's just a tough dodge for West Islip. McChaney.
And that's what he does, man. He is really, really tough with his dodges.
He's a football lacrosse guy, right?
Yep. Yeah. Linebacker, running back, physical player.
It's almost like just a hard righty dodge down the alley.
And this part of his game, that's where he's made the improvement this year. Corcoran said his dodging ability has gotten much better. He's got the confidence now. He didn't really have it before, but he gets to the cage, gets it strong and hard, and scores his 5th goal of the year. It's the tying goal with 1:40 left.
And Aponte and Sparks are so good off ball. If he can start to do that, I mean, West Islip really has a complete product.
Another for Schwartz. McChaney gets the ground ball. Timeout, West Islip. I'll tell you, Schwartz, obviously, he's been there all game, right? But McChaney here in the big moments gets the goal, gets the big GB.
And last possession, remember, he had it, he took a shot, he was able to get another big ground ball behind the net too.
Here you see it again, right? Thought about it there, right? And just continues to dodge.
Yeah, a little hesitation, gets inside 10, puts everything he's got into it, and buries the shot.
And you're right. How about Sparks too? Just, I'm getting out of the way of this one. Yeah. Here it comes, ducks the head. And McChaney, listen, that's the other thing too that Corcoran said. He goes, listen, he is an 18-year-old man now, and he gets his dodges going. He plays great D, one-on-one. He's really truly a two-way midi. He's the guy who, as we just saw on that timeout, before the timeout, gets the ground balls, does a lot of the dirty work, but he's finally brought his offensive game this year, and the proof is there on the tying goal.
And that'll help elevate West Islip as a team, as good as McChaney can be, and adding another weapon into the midfield.
We mentioned West Islip's road ahead, Bayport Blue Point. Next up, they go to Port Jeff. They go to West Hampton. They go to Islip before they return home to take on Harbor Fields. A year ago, they went 12-4. Again, losing to Mount Sinai in the Suffolk Class C Championship. Just that one county championship for them in 2011. Also won the Long Island Championship that year, and we showed you all that decade of excellence for West Islip, so certainly no strangers to winning in the biggest games.
Unfortunately, some of us had to also live it, yeah. So coming out of the timeout here, if you're Bayport, right, and let's just say West Islip scores, you have to know that it's going to be extremely difficult to get another possession. So maybe something to consider is being a little bit aggressive here on defense and looking to get a double team or put some pressure on the ball.
Schwartz now 16 of 18 from the faceoff X. Here comes McChaney. He's got Smith on him. Smith dislodges the ball. Ground
Push.
ball.
Loose ball push, yeah.
Then it is called, yes, a loose ball push. Aponte gets it back in. Here's Esposito. Esposito looks to dodge. Head up. Gets to the Keenan.
He drew a guy. Watch these guys off ball, Aponte and Sparks.
McChaney. Hot hands. McChaney. Dodges on Smith. McChaney!
Oh, wow. McChaney, yeah, nice take.
Back-to-back goals from McChaney. And the Lions have come all the way back to take a 10-9 lead with 62 seconds left.
So McChaney got the ball up top. I think it was Jamison Smith playing defense on him. And Jamison knows he scores righty, so he tries to force him lefty this time. Unfortunately, McChaney just makes a great 10-yard bounce shot and is able to make him pay. But even if you're giving your guy a left or a right, you still got to get a touch and get on their hips and push him outside the hash. Big goal.
And a massive face-off now. This is the point you mentioned here as well. Now West Islip takes the lead. You go back to the face-off X where, again, Schwartz has been dominant.
Yeah, it's going to be tough here for Bayport.
They go back to the pole. Schwartz wins it to himself.
Good double team. Oh, they had a chance. The pole pulled off a little bit. Jamison wanted to double.
Under a minute to go.
And they come out early. They're coming out right now, right away for a double team.
And Grand comes out of his cage as that extra defender. Della Pizzi saw the cage, wisely backs up. They want to keep the possession, but you don't necessarily want it in the pole's hand, right?
No.
And a hold was called. It stays with West Islip. 37 seconds left. Loose ball hold.
They're going to have to keep it in, so I expect Bayport to send another pole right away.
Oh, McChaney, that's Keenan, gets away from that. Looked like he was in trouble there. Now he gets it to X. As you said, you got to keep it in. Ball's on the carpet. It's loose. And it will be Bayport ball. 21 seconds left.
You got to obviously get the ball to one of your guys. I would say Jamison Smith or JJ Aiello.
Here comes Mikey Luce. Luce has got to push it now. Looks for an option. Finds Smith. In front. What a save by Basile!
Wow.
Absolutely robbed his guy in front. 5 seconds remaining. Oh, Basile.
Man.
A game-altering save.
Jamison Smith made the right read and hit the open guy, and I think that was Shanahan that had the opportunity and just couldn't finish.
Thought it might have been Kaiser. Either way, an incredible save. You see it again here real quick.
Yeah, the defender slides up and he makes the right play and just not able to finish.
Here we go. I put more time on. 9 seconds.
Would they review that?
Here we go. Jamison Smith, the alpha male, feeds it in front. Back out. Aiello wide.
2 seconds? No, probably one.
This is going to be tough. It's got to be a layup now in front.
That attackman's got to have his stick back, ready to throw it right away.
The feed in front goes to the midfield, and what a win by the Lions of West Islip. They looked like they were in trouble in the second quarter. They fight all the way back. CJ Swartz led the way. And then a massive win as they come back to win at 10-9. Great win by West Islip. They improved to 5-5 on the season, 5-3 in Suffolk 2. Certainly the signature win of the year for the Lions.
We talked about it earlier. It was Schwartz able to keep them in the game, and obviously, he was the impact player. I mean, he made the difference for them, and the face-offs in the beginning wasn't that big of a deal, and Bayport had the lead, but obviously as it got tight and towards the end, they were able to capitalize.
We'll take a quick break. We'll get you the RP3 player of the game when we return right here on the Varsity Media Sports Network.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, SPORTSCAST,
Thunder, and what a look!
photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net. If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Stand out from the competition with a Varsity Media college recruiting video. A college recruiting video from Varsity Media can help save money on college tuition and land a spot on the team. We use your best plays with our custom editing effects set to music to ensure a college coach sees your athletic skills. Contact us today to book a college recruiting video. 516-403-2050 or email Jeff at varsitymedia.net. For the best action shots and the best angles, look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, SPORTSCAST,
Thunder, and what a look!
photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net. If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Stand out from the competition with a Varsity Media college recruiting video. A college recruiting video from Varsity Media can help save money on college tuition and land a spot on the team. We use your best plays with our custom editing effects set to music to ensure a college coach sees your athletic skills. Contact us today to book a college recruiting video. 516-403-2050 or email Jeff at varsitymedia.net. For the best action shots and the best angles, look no further than Varsity Media. Our experienced photographers capture your athletes' best moments right from field level. Plus, we offer great keepsakes like bobbleheads, posters, plaques, and prints. For more information about Varsity Media's photography services, contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Varsity Media covers every sport at every level from every angle. Game film, recruiting videos, highlight videos, SPORTSCAST,
Thunder, and what a look!
photography, live streaming. You name it, we offer it. Don't leave your video needs to amateurs. Trust the pros. Contact us at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net. If you're an event organizer looking for a media company to cover live streaming, action photography, and game video for your event, look no further. Varsity Media travels throughout the Northeast covering weekend tournaments, showcases, and championships. Contact us today to learn about our services and packages at 516-403-2050 or visit us online at varsitymedia.net.
Welcome back to Bob Sullivan Field here at Bayport Blue Point, where the Lions of West Islip rallied for a dramatic win. And a big part of that win today is this man right here, CJ Schwartz, the RP3 Player of the Game, presented by Whitmore Insurance. CJ, congratulations. What a win. I'd imagine when you look at the way that you won and the quality of opponent in terms of signature wins, this has got to be the one for you guys.
Yeah, it was a good win. Our defense held us up there, and it's pretty good. We got a lot of saves by John Basili, and yeah.
One late, man. That was an incredible save that he makes there at the doorstep, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you kind of know, look, you're a face-off guy, all the face-off guys, you all know each other, you all train together, but you also realize, I'd imagine, right, when you've got a mismatch, maybe when the other team doesn't have that guy, right, like a trained face-off guy, looked like you took advantage of that today. I mean, 17 of 19, and the two that you didn't win were late, man. You were just kind of rolling there.
Yeah, when they don't have the face-off guy, it's pretty you understand how to get the clamp against the pole and get the right exit and get the ball for your team.
Now, when you go and play for Scotty Marr at Albany, you'll likely be a FOGO, right? But you get the opportunity to stay on here, and you contributed in a big way too. A couple of big goals for your guys. Yeah,
we got I got 2 goals. I missed one. That was kind of bad. Yeah.
And you bounce back there too. Looks like I think they were rotating. They threw a lot of poles at you. They went short stick late, but looked like you got banged up a little bit though. But we were saying on the air that you were coming back. There was no doubt you were gonna have an impact down the stretch.
Yeah, I got slashed on the thumb right off the face off, and just got it checked by a trainer, and then they said I'm all good to go.
So of your days here on the Face-Off X this year, 17 and 19, is that the best numerically this year that you've done? It's got to be up there,
I'd say
imagine.
So, yeah. Yeah, I'd say so.
So probably the best day at the Face-Off X for you this year, best win of the year. Feeling pretty good as you leave Bayport today, huh?
Yeah. We lost a couple of short games and overtime, so this feels good to win.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think this can kind of do for you guys maybe going forward? You got the attack that's still kind of a work in progress. You got great poles, of course, a great goalie in Basile, and this could maybe springboard you guys going forward, huh?
Yeah, now I think we have the confidence to win at the end.
All right. Well, they have the confidence, and they've got this guy at the Face-Off X as well. CJ Schwartz, congratulations. Great game, and we wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
Going forward. So that's CJ Schwartz, our RP3 Player of the Game, presented by Whitmore Insurance. That'll do it here for us from Bayport Blue Point High School. I want to thank our entire crew, of course, as well. Big day of lacrosse, big weekend of lacrosse as well. We want to have you join us as well at Cold Spring Harbor as well. For James Curcio, I'm Dylan Butler, thanking you so much for joining us from Bayport Blue Point High School. And we look forward to seeing you again soon on the Varsity Media Sports Network.